Welcome to Watcher DM. I'm Gabriel, and today I am continuing my series on the Tome of World Building by Matt Finch of Mythmere Games. In this series, I have been going through each chapter and each section of each chapter of the book, the Tome of World Building, after I did a series on the Tome of Adventure Design in similar fashion. In this part of the series, I have decided to use digital tools since that makes it much easier to record, and it kind of gives me an opportunity to kind of collect the information a little bit easier. If you remember the Tome of Adventure Design, I was writing everything on little index cards, and I don't know where any of those are, so not super useful, I think, in the long term. But for our purposes today, we crack open Chapter 8. So I'm using Notion. Here is my tool on the right. Of course, I've got the Adobe Acrobat on the left. Best tool in the business. It's fine. It's fine. It is what it is. But cool thing about Notion, you can turn something into a page. So I was able to turn Chapter 8 here, Illuminarchies, into a page. And now I click on that page, and I have a page with this title. I have also opened up the bookmarks here and gotten this ready. So Chapter 8, Illuminarchies. We're going to go ahead and do a little reading first. I know the soothing sound of my voice is what you come for. So we're going to give you a bit of that off the rip to set the mood. Chapter 8, Illuminarchies. At this level of world design, an Illuminarchy is a very large interest group that operates not only in several countries, but across multiple cultures. Examples of real-world history include the medieval Catholic Church and the Freemasons. Examples from early Dungeons & Dragons include the worldwide associations of assassins, bards, druids, and monks. To reach a certain level, you had to remove the person ahead of you in a hierarchy. I remember that. I actually remember doing that. There are still reflections of this concept in the Bardic College of later editions of the game. And there are 3 types of Illuminarchies. Since our objective is to create a framework for adventure, there are the ones that are unambiguous enemies, the ones that are unambiguous allies, and the ones that aren't necessarily allies, but are useful as a source for missions. And so it looks like we've got a little D10 table here for the type of Illuminarchy. And so I think we're probably just going to try generating a few of these. We'll just see what we get. So we're gonna roll some dice. Let's start by rolling dice. You know I love that. D10. First Illuminarchy, Ancestral Group. Okay. And I rolled a 1 to get that. Let's roll our second one and see what we get here. We got a 6. Order of Knighthood. Knighthood. So 6. And we'll roll a third one here just to get something else on the table. Oh, a Criminal Guild. Yes. All right. I just want to look at this real quick because I feel like Ancestral Group, Assembling Secret Knowledge, Criminal Guild, Expanded Guild, Foreign Empire. Okay. Order of Knighthood, Planner Group, Religious Secret Society, and then Trading, Finance, and Manufacturing. I don't know. This feels like it's biased towards European groups, historical groups. That might be fine. But, yeah. Who knows? So we're going to clear this up here. And we're just going to take a look at what it says about alignment. So the alignment of an Illuminarchy, the 25% rule of unexpectedness. You may want to follow what I call the 25% rule of unexpectedness when creating an Illuminarchy. The 25% rule of unexpectedness. I hope we don't repeat this more than twice, my man. Is that 75% of the time, an organization is exactly what you or the players would expect from an organization of that type. Pirates are bad guys, elves are good guys, bankers are focused on profit, whatever the stereotype might be. But 25% of the time, the organization is the opposite of the stereotype, or at least varies from it a lot. This approach gives you a random 75-25 or four to one way of quickly nailing down a result on what's basically a balancing act. If everything in the world is exactly what you'd expect, the players will perceive the world as cliched and standard. But if everything is exactly opposite of what they expect, they will perceive the world as unrealistic and contrived. By using this rule, you get a mix of the expected and the unexpected. Obviously, it's better to make the decision yourself rather than rolling dice, but the best time to decide that is once you're fairly far into the process of world design and can see all the connections, many of which you might not have created yet. So for each Illuminarchy, at least at the early point, just roll a d100. On a roll of 1 to 75, the Elvish Illuminarchy are good guys, the pirates are bad guys, whatever you'd expect. Now, I feel like, okay, so I see here. So this is I feel like we need to know what these guys are first. So it looks like there's some subtables here. So we're going to go with our Ancestral Group Illuminarchy. We're going to roll our d6 for that. So the Ancestral Group Illuminarchy is the dwarves. Okay, fine. And let's just read what it says about this. So this is an Illuminarchy that advances and protects the interests of an ancestral group, such as elves, halflings, or dwarves. It can also be an association of monster type, but it needs to be a monster type that can hide in plain sight in society, such as lycanthropes or vampires. Thirdly, it could be some sort of unusual bloodline, such as Anne Rice's Mayfair witches, Lovecraft's Deep Ones, or anyone carrying some weird gene from another plane that grants psionic powers or a mutation. This third category isn't likely to be large enough for a culture-spanning type of Illuminarchy, but it's worth mentioning. I actually really love the idea of like a secret society of like psychic mutants that like live a preternaturally long time and kind of but can't be too near each other because they like create problems. So they communicate psychically over great distances and try and pull the strings. But they're never in the same room. Yeah. Anyway. So we dodged the monster type here, and we dodged the unusual bloodline by getting dwarves. Possibly the most boring. Well, for some. I love me a dwarf. So I'm down to check out what these dwarves are like, especially if they are not. If I get the 25% on the dwarves, I'll be stoked. We'll see. Unusual ancient bloodline, I got to worry about that. Okay, and then we got principal goals of an ancestral Illuminarchy. Roll on whichever column matches. Okay, so now I need to figure out if they're good guys, bad guys, or whatever. Let's do the next level here. I should put here that I rolled a 1. So we got, let's do our criminal guild. In fact, I'm going to rearrange these. So our criminal guild is the 3. So predominant criminal activity. A criminal guild is in many ways like a financial or trading Illuminarchy, but its focus on illegal activities shapes it differently. Such organizations engage in an array of criminal activities, some of which are predatory and some of which are service-oriented. I like that. A criminal organization that has risen to the level of an Illuminarchy probably began as a predatory organization, but will have graduated to the service side of criminal activity. These can include, we got a D10 table, so let's clear that and get our D10 out. Rolled a 2, fencing stolen goods. Well, you can't go wrong there. And it's always nice to have a good fence, you know? Even well-respected adventurers often need to get rid of stuff. You don't want people asking questions. Where'd that gold come from? It's from a tomb. I didn't want to say that. Why do I got to tell you where it's from? Well, if you're selling it at the pawn shop, they're probably going to ask. If you're selling it at the supermarket, they're definitely going to ask. General extortion, kidnapping, murder for hire, counterfeiting, and piracy aren't likely to be the focus of a group of this size, unless it's a legacy business that built the Illuminarchy into the position it holds now. Criminal guilds and groups engaged in predatory crimes are likely to be the customers, contractors for a criminal Illuminarchy, not part of it. Interesting. So they kind of shop out assassinations and piracy like that. The goal of a criminal guild is usually just profit and survival. The only way there would be a higher or lower purpose would be if the guild's inner circle has an entirely different focus. The entire guild is just there for the purposes of funding the real goal. If you want to include such a secret goal, which is unexpected, it should only be 25% of the time. So back to the 25% rule. Roll on the following table to see what kind of cabal controls the Illuminarchy. Since this is already a criminal organization, there's not much point in an adventure game to having the secret cabal turn out to be good guys. Whatever secretly controls a criminal cabal, its goal should be even worse, or at least sinister, more sinister than than ordinary crime. I actually kind of disagree with this, but okay. Like I'm in. Like let's buy the drink we ordered, right? Let's drink the drink we ordered, I guess is what it shows up. 33. The Illuminarchy is controlled by a group with attributes of an assembling secret knowledge Illuminarchy. Okay. I keep hitting the wrong button. Use a Mac all day. I gotta switch to this thing. Yeah, see, it did it. It did it. Why are you doing it? There we go. 33. Boop. And then, yeah, I guess let's go figure out what that is, because we got the assembling secret knowledge Illuminarchy attributes. This is a group that might have a specific goal in mind, but their main task is uncovering lost or secret knowledge. Okay. Let's get a D4 out. 3. The Illuminarchy is connected to a deity of knowledge or discovery. There's at least some religious aspect to what they are doing. Keep in mind that there can be an evil god of knowledge and discovery, as well as a good one. I mean, have you met the goblins? I think we're good. I'm not going to be able to see that. What did I roll? 3? Oh, okay. Okay. And actually already I already know. So if we go down here and we look at our gods. Oh, do I have my deities? Man, it's been a minute. Cultures and home content, broad details of Rayotur. Oh, wait, do I have? Yeah, I have deity here. Dachantu. Are you backlinked anywhere? Death, generosity, truces, and parlay. Interesting. I feel like I'm missing some. Like this guy was. I wonder why I don't have backlinks there. I will have to. Oh, Cosmic Matters. That's almost certainly why it's in Cosmic Matters, right? No, it isn't. Oh, that's weird. I thought I had a whole buttload of gods listed here. Sacristy, angelic. I'm pretty sure I do. Yathkaj in Roldea. Yathkaj, distinguishing features, recent events. We're just going to take a little trip down memory lane here and see if I can remember anything. Savia, Rioter, Yofri, Mitri, Jonas. Oop. Yathkaj, recent events. Sulkarn, Thagantu, and Dachantu. Trade deity. I must have been mistaken. I'll have to look around and see if I can figure out what happened. Cultural template, religious organization, 85, Pantheon, 84. Here we go. I need to move these over. That's what needs to happen. Because I'm pretty sure one of these guys is about discoveries. Battle deity of discoveries and fate in the hunt. Yeah. Ulbaslun. Love that. I love that for you. All right, cool. So the Ulbaslun religion has some cabal of, I think that's going to be the one. I don't see anything else that's like knowledge, maybe. I do like this one too, though. Treachery and treason. Dayantu has treachery and treason and civilization and judgment, which is just really good. It's a really good combination for a god. That's my kind of god. Give me the shit. All right. So that's enough of the criminal guild. Let's do our knightly order. Order of knighthood. Which is going to be here. Predominant goal of knightly order. So this is an order that spans several cultures and has a particular goal. An obvious example is the Knights of the Round Table and the Grail Quest. Most of these orders will be aligned with law or good, but there's plenty of room for an evil or chaotic order of knighthood to serve as an enemy. I like that. The primary character class in an order of knighthood will be paladins and fighters and possibly rangers. The secondary class that often tends to be associated with the order can be virtually anything. Roll for a secondary class on the table for an expanded guild. Oh, interesting. Okay. I don't know if that's entirely necessary. That might not be what I'm doing here, but that's okay. Let's give it a shake. We got a D4 here. Oh, you know what? I actually need, it doesn't really care. So I need to know first if they're good guys or bad guys. So we're going to go, we're going to roll our D100, which, let's be fair, shouldn't really be a D100. Cool. Our dwarves are bad guys. Bad guys. Because we rolled an 81. And then let's slam it again. Slammer. 28. So the order knights are lawful. Cool. And of course, we've already read the part where it's like criminal guilds shouldn't. We're going to keep that. We're just going to let that be what it is. It's a little silly here, though, the good guy, bad guy thing. But let's roll it. So for the dwarves, or ancestral, oops, jumping around. Oh, gone too far. Ancestral bad guys. Ancestral group bad guys. Let's roll a D8. 5. Reestablishing an ancestral kingdom or empire, probably an evil one. The formal glory of this lost empire might be entirely in the minds of the Illuminarchy. It's even possible that the inner circle of the Illuminarchy knows that the former empire wasn't much more than a cluster of huts and a bad attitude, but it serves as a rallying cry. On the other hand, of course, the former empire might have been huge and powerful, just evil. Okay. Evil dwarves. You can't beat that. I'm going to need... Get all these. Aligned here. So I'm taking up a bunch of extra lines. And then we're going to do the Order of Knights. And Order of Knighthood, which these are good guys. Kill that. Roll another die. We got 4. Spending some time defending a particular holy location and the rest of the time doing whatever the knights want to. Okay. That's, I'm going to be honest, that's a little boring, but, you know, somebody's got to be boring. Everybody can't be the most interesting guy in the world. Those are just the facts. Secret societies, mercantile league. And that's what you get. That's what you're going to get from the Illuminarchies here, is some stuff like this, which I don't hate. I also am not super amazed. I do like the idea of fascist dwarves. I think that's pretty cool. I could see punching dwarf Nazis. I think that'd be just as virtually as enjoyable as punching regular Nazis. Let's see here. Let's crack open the Nomicon though and see if we can get some names for our little guys here. Boogery names for our boogery dwarves. System neutral, the Nomicon. I didn't know I was going to be doing this, so I'm glad you brought it up, Gabriel. Well, thank you. Thank you, Gabriel. I do occasionally have a good idea, don't I? All right, how to use this book. Naming groups. Couldn't have gone better myself. Randomly choosing a naming group. I see. I actually want to do this because I don't know what the dwarves are yet, but I do know that the goblins think of the dwarves as evil already, and I feel like the dwarven civilization in this world has fallen, and the dwarves are like trying to reclaim it, and it's become a pain in the goblin ass. I'm pretty sure the PCs are playing goblins. And see, I actually like the idea of Arabish dwarves as well. I think that's a cool. It fits to me. That's a first of all, Arab culture is beautiful. There's so much cool stuff in it. It's so pretty, and it's so interesting and exotic. Now, I don't want to glorify it. It's a culture. It's gonna have shit like everyone else, but I do like the idea of Arab dwarves, Arabish dwarves. It's a cool cultural touchstone for them. So roll on any column for a name. Let's do it. I guess this is a person name. Arabish masculine names, feminine names. Name of culture. That's actually what I needed. A name of a culture. This is for the name of a culture for which you're going to use an Arabic naming group. In real world Arabic, the suffix I, or -I, denotes a people. So it's like ik for Celtic or ish for English. Een is a plural in Arabic. It's usually for a masculine noun. So it's like s in Celts. Got it. The suffix stan, which comes from Persian, is the equivalent of the suffix land, literally meaning where one stands. Okay. Or place of the. So Scotland is place of the Scots, right? And so like if it was Scotstan, it would be like the same. For clarity in a game world, I recommend using stan for cities only. Interesting. Roll D12 to see which table to use for generating the name of the culture. These tables also work well for generating country and territory names. Just don't add. What do you mean? Roll a D12. That's a D100 table. Oh, shit. Wait, what? No. Table 1 continued. Table 2. Table 3. Oh, damn, son. They went there. All right, it's happening. D12. What do we get? 1. Classic. Classic Gabriel. I can't roll a 1 to save my life when I'm rolling for random encounters. I always want a random encounter. Always want a random encounter. I never get one. It's sad. Cry for me. All right. Let's get... I don't know. I guess we'll do a D3 and a D100. So third start, 41st entry would be id. And I'm going to put this up at the top here because it's actually, it's going to be the name of the thing. Id. And then we'll roll for the second part. I don't know if this is how you're supposed to do it, but we got 349. Iditic. Iditic. And then the Iririki, which does not sound good. That's not okay. So let's go back here and let's try a couple of these out. The Bidarik, the Idik, Idirik, Idarik. Okay, maybe we swap what if we got the Ilifi, Il-Arifi? Yeah, I think Il-Arifi. Il-Arifi. I like that. Let's do that. Il-Arifi Dwarves is pretty cool. And then let's clear this up here. And for our criminal guild, I guess we're going to give them a name too. Let's see. So those are personal names, place names. Yeah, let's do this. Let's do this weird pick a name table thing first. Names of continents. Oh, where did it go? Generated one on the list. How to use this book. Here we go. 20 me, baby. 19. Teutonic. Medieval. Okay. Yeah, let's see. Where's Teutonic? Here we go. Ancient Teutonic and medieval Teutonic. Okay. And Vandal Gothic. No, that's Vandal Gothic. We're using medieval Teutonic. And we got unclear. Oh, these are masculine personal names, which not what we're looking for. We're looking for place names. Here we go. First part, second part. So this table generates results for countries, town names, and terrain features such as forest, hills, etc. Great. That is great. Tonic countries, terrain features, and towns 2. So how many tables are there? So that's 1. So that's towns 1. There's towns 2. And there's towns 3. So let's go. Let's roll a d3. We got first. And then we'll go ahead and we'll roll the first part. Which will be a d100. We got 5. So R. And then second part, we're just going to roll it. And we're going to take the best one. So 100. Okay. Bottom of the list here. What do we got? Zind or Zun? Arzun family. We'll call it the Arzun family. And like, it's probably a cartel. Let's be honest. Arzun cartel. I like that. That'll work. All right. Order of Knighthood. These guys are going to have same thing. We're just going to go give them all the equal treatment. Get a cool name. Boop and boop. 9. Hispanic. España. Is 6, 7, 8, 9. Elder Weirdish. Elven. Hispanic. Here we go. All right. And then Hispanic. Those are personal names. Hispanic place names. Roll any part 1 and any ending. D20s. All right, let's go. Let's just let's throw another D20 on the thing here. We'll just, oops. I know what I'm doing. So 318. Let's take a look. So Andemar, Andevar. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of like that. What is the Spanish word for knight? What is the Spanish word for knight? Spanish word for knight. Caballero. Yeah. Caballero de Andavar. Is it there? Knights of Andavar, Spanish. Andavar might be endeavor. Interesting. Does Andavar have like a meaning? Andavar translation. Andovar. Endeavor. Or endeavor. Yeah. Cool. The endeavor. The knights of that endeavor. I like that. That's really cool. That is a cool name for some knights, my man. All right. So we got some cool names. We got some semi-interesting. This is pretty high-level stuff. I don't think it's that interesting, but it's enough to kind of pick at. So we could probably come up with something interesting based off of this when we kind of start tying these things together. And my real interest is, how do these organizations, how do these Illuminarchies interact with my little goblin babies on the Black River? Because those are the guys that I want to play. I want to play goblins. So thank you so much for hanging out. If you enjoyed these videos, I hope you'll hit the like button. If you want to see more of them, you should subscribe. Hit the bell icon to be notified when new ones come out. And if you really just can't get enough, you should go over to Patreon. You get these videos a week early, including daily updates from me as I struggle to become a writer and an artist who can make more adventure content for you, the people, and also for me, because I just can't stop making adventure content. Thank you so much for hanging out. I hope to see you in the next one. Cheers.